So builders in Southern California are aggressively marketing low interest rates right now, some as low as like 3%. You walk into a sales office and they hand you a flyer that makes the payment look really affordable. Looks like a gift, but is actually a trap. So by taking the lower rate instead of a price cut, you are walking into a permanent tax penalty and an equity void that will cost you potentially thousands of dollars over the life of the loan. Now, builders love this strategy because it protects their profits and their selling prices. I'm here to protect yours. Now, if you've watched my channel before, you know I have always said that cash flow is king and that a lower interest rate is usually always the better choice. And look, if you need that lower payment to qualify for a loan or sleep at night, the rate buy down is still a valid tool. I'm not saying it's never the right choice, but the market has shifted. Builders have gotten a little bit too smart. They're now using these rate incentives to mask inflated prices and lock you into a higher property tax amount forever. So today, I'm updating my advice. I'm going to show you why the strategy that worked in 2024 might actually be a trap in 2026. So I'm Steve Enshin, your Southern California new construction home expert, and every week I help folks just like you find and buy a new construction home and get a great deal with less stress. And today, I'm going to break down the 3 hidden costs of the rate buy down that don't show up on that marketing flyer. I'm going to show you the refinance trap that catches smart buyers off guard, and I'm going to give you the exact script to use when we negotiate what I call the hybrid split, the only strategy that gets you really the best of both worlds. All right, let's start with the math, and I want you to look at this closely because this is the mistake you can never undo. Let's use a real-world example. An $800,000 new construction home, the builder offers you a choice. Option A, you pay full price, $800,000, but they give you a $25,000 credit to buy your interest rate down to 4.99%. Option B, you reject the special rate and instead you take a $25,000 price cut. You pay $775,000 at the market rate of 6%. Now, most buyers look at the monthly payment and choose option A immediately. It saves them about $250 a month, but here's what they miss: the California property tax baseline. So in California, thanks to Proposition 13, your property taxes are calculated on your purchase price, and they can only go up by, say, 2% a year. In option A, you lock in a tax value of $800,000. That means your base tax bill is roughly $8,800 a year. In option B, your tax value is $775,000. Your base tax bill is about $85.25 a year. That is a $250 difference in year 1. So you're thinking, Steve, who cares about $275? Well, you should, because that gap grows. By year 10, because of the compounding assessment, you have paid nearly $3,000 in extra taxes. By year 30, you have paid over $10,000 in extra taxes. And that is money you are paying to the county forever, just for the privilege of letting the builder keep their sales price high. Now, when you take the rate buy down, you are effectively volunteering to pay higher taxes for the rest of your ownership. Now, I know some of you are sharp with numbers. You're punching this into your calculator right now and thinking, no, Steve, wait a minute. The rate buy down saves me $250 a month. That's $3,000 a year. The tax hike is only $275 a year. The savings crush the taxes. And you are absolutely right, if you live in that house for 10 or more years and never refinance. But that is not how the real world works, and this is where the trap is. So let's play this out over, say, just the first 3 years. In option A, the buy down, you saved about $9,000 in monthly payments. That's great. But what happens if mortgage rates drop to 5.5% in year 3? The buyer who chose option B, which is the price cut, refinances. Now their rate is low, just like yours is. The monthly savings gap disappears. But here's the difference. They still owe $25,000 less on their mortgage than you do, and they are still paying lower property taxes than you are. So you spent your $25,000 incentive buying a rate that the market eventually gave everybody for free. They kept their incentive as permanent equity in their pocket. So the question actually isn't which is cheaper this month. The question is, do you want to bet $25,000 $25,000, that interest rates will never come down. Because if they do, well, the price cut sort of wins by a landslide. I won't tell you what you should do, but I will make sure you're armed with the knowledge to make an informed decision based on your personal plans and goals. All right, so let's talk about your net worth. This is the concept of stored versus consumed equity. When you use that $25,000 incentive to buy down the rate, you are consuming that money. It goes to the lender to prepay interest. Once the month is over, the value's gone. You can never get it back. If you sell the house in 3 years, that money has evaporated. But when you take the price cut, option B, that $25,000 isn't spent, it's stored. Your loan amount is $25,000 less on day one. If you get transferred for work in 3 years and need to sell, you owe the bank $25,000 less. That is $25,000 of real cash that goes into your pocket at the closing table. So you have to ask yourself, do I want to rent a lower payment for a few years, or do I want to own $25,000 of equity from the day I get the keys? And I know some of you are thinking, but Steve, if I take the higher rate at 6% with a price cut, I'm stuck with a higher payment. And you're not. And that is the refinance trap that builders bank on you forgetting. Real estate is a long game. Rates are cyclical. So if you take option A, which is the rate buy down, you have spent your $25,000 incentive. If rates drop naturally to 5% in 2-3 years, you can just refinance, but you can't get your $25,000 back. It's gone by buying the rate that the market eventually gave everyone for free, like I mentioned before. Now, if you take option B, the price cut, you start with a 6% rate. Yeah, it's higher, but if rates drop to 5% in 2 years, you can refinance and you still have your lower purchase price and your lower tax basis. You win twice. The price cut is permanent. The rate environment is temporary. So consider, don't trade a permanent asset price for a temporary benefit, which is rate. And there's one more hidden danger in Southern California, the supplemental tax bill. So new construction buyers get hit with this about 6 to 9 months after closing. It's the bill for the difference between the land value and the finished home value. So if you buy at $800,000, your supplemental bill is calculated on that full value. If you buy at $775,000, your supplemental bill is calculated on the lower value. So taking the price cut doesn't just save you on your annual taxes, it also lowers that really scary lump sum bill that shows up in your mailbox right around Christmas time. So I've seen clients save $400 to $500 on this one bill alone just by negotiating the price instead of the rate. So how do we actually get this done? Because if you walk in and just ask for $25,000 off, the builder is going to say no. They will tell you, we can't drop the price. It's going to ruin our pricing for phase 4. And that's true. They're protecting their future appraisals and the value of homes already sold. So we use the hybrid split. We don't ask for all or nothing. We ask for a specific breakdown. And here's the script that we use. Hey, Mr. Builder, I understand you need to protect your values at $800,000, but I need to protect my tax basis. So I'm willing to meet you in the middle. Let's reduce the price by $10,000 to get my taxes down and use the remaining $15,000 for a rate buy down. So why does this work? Well, it shows that we understand their business model. It still lowers your tax bill. It still gives you a rate lower than the market rate. So it's sort of like the sweet spot, but you have to be willing to walk away if they don't play ball or just accept whatever incentive they're offering as is. But quite honestly, neither option is a losing proposition. This is the one video where I show you how we win no matter what. It's just different flavors of winning depending on your personal goals and plans. So don't let a flashy marketing flyer blind you to the total cost of ownership. The builder has a team of analysts maximizing their profit. You need a team maximizing yours. Every community is different. Some builders have wiggle room on price. Others are strict. You just need to know which is which before you walk in the door. And that's what I do. So if you're looking to buy a new home in Southern California, reach out to me. My contact information is up on the screen. Let's run the specific numbers for a community that you love and see if the rate buy down is a deal or a trap. So if you found this video helpful, please remember to like and subscribe, and we will see you on the next video.